Hello and welcome back to the Girthcast. At least back to this episode of the Girthcast that I wasn't gonna do one today. I'll probably turn off the music. Yeah, I wasn't gonna do one today because I did a week of them. I think I did a week solid of them, and I was like, that's enough. We'll come back and we'll do like proper big ones with multiple people. We won't do it every day. But then I went out toy hunting today, and I got some Transformers finds. I got some blind bags. Yeah, I got more of the tiny turbo changers. Chargers, just dyslexia and dyspraxia prevents me from ever remembering what they're called. But yeah, I have only seen wave one of the tiny turbo chargers in Scotland. I haven't seen anything anywhere else. I haven't even heard tell of there being other waves. Every single supermarket I've ever went to for year, the last year and a bit, last year and a half, 2 years. Wasn't it like March 2017 ish when the last night stuff started to hit? Yeah, since then it's just been wave one of the Tino. Burp. Yeah, this is probably why we shouldn't do it live and I can edit out stuff like that. But yeah, it's only been wave one, and they must have bought and must have produced 5 billion packets of Wave 1 tiny turbochargers because they were everywhere. And for a while, they were giving them away. They were down to like a pound, pound 50. But they kind of gave up on that after a while because I guess no one bought them then, or at least everyone bought them that was going to buy them and had multiple sets of them to paint up into whoever. And then they still had more. They still had hundreds of thousands of them left, and they were turning up in. Well, they're not turning up in B&M yet, I guess. But B&M has like Lego, and it has Lego blind bags because of the Toys R Us collapse, and so I would have expected at least B&M to have them. But to be fair to them, they weren't that pervasive yet. I guess we'll see. But I didn't see Wave 2 anywhere, and lo and behold, I just went out walking into the streets. I went to a local Wilco's. Wilco, the one that is Woolworths. Like it swept in and like took up the torch of selling weirdly disparate things, as well as like pick and mix and having a wee toy selection. Yeah, Wilco's went in there the day, and they had new movie Bumblebee toys. They had the wee Legion lad, and they had them for £2 cheaper than most places I've seen them, like in Asda and the Entertainer. So yeah, they weirdly just had the Bumblebee toys. I feel like they had the bigger Energon Igniter ones as well, and they had One Step Cyberverse stuff. I'm not too surprised at seeing the One Step stuff there because that just gets everywhere. Like everybody gets to have One Step Transformers. I kind of feel for young kids these days that get lumbered with the One Steps. I'm sure they're fun toys, but there is other ones out there. There's proper Transformers if you want to be that guy. Which I am, I guess. I am being that guy. There are better Transformers out there than the One Steps. I know why they're everywhere. They're the toy for the youth, for the younger set, and they are probably fun. But it's a wee bit disheartening to see them everywhere when you could have good toys. But yeah, they also had tiny turbochargers, and because the Bumblebee stuff was there, I was like, oh my god, have they got the Bumblebee stuff as well? Has Wilco's skipped all the waves and went straight to the new movie stuff before everyone? It's been a very movie centric week, and I guess that's what we're going to top it off with. And we're going to open some of these blind bags live on the show. And let me tell you, there's no tension as to what I'm going to get because the tiny turbochargers, if you don't know, have little windows on the back where you can like peek in, like little tiny squares or rectangles where you can see into the bag and you can see what you're about to get. And I did that, and I also looked up on the wiki because there's a wee code. There's a wee if you take the packet and shine it in the light, you'll see that there's a wee letter embossed on it. One of the alphabet letters that you're probably familiar with, the English language ones, and you can just check on the wiki. I've got the first set saved to my phone because I was that guy and I didn't have data when I was searching for the first wave, so I needed a wee screen cap of the first lot, and that was very handy. And like I say, the wiki was very very handy today because I was trying to get a couple lads that I don't have. I have to say that the wave I got, I think is wave 3. Yeah, series 3 it says on it. Movie edition. I can't remember if the original packets say movie edition. I like that it's selling itself on it being a Bayverse thing. We should probably go like super in depth and be like, this is what I think of the packaging. I think it's neat packaging. I think all of the red on it made me think it was a Bumblebee thing. I know Bumblebee's yellow and everything, but I feel like the new Tiny Turbocharger packs are very red for some reason. Maybe they're just continuing this. They've not actually done any design work to change it between films or whatever. Fair play, they are just little cheapo blind bag dudes. But yeah, it's a nice pack. It's got a good hand feel. I'm sure if you've got the touch, you could probably feel out the individual characters instead of looking on the back to see who they are, or checking on the wiki. But yeah, a good blind bag. And I always said for years, you know how the blind bag trend kind of came and went. It's more Funko Pop based now, I guess. I know there's a lot of blind bags still out there, but kind of feels like we're in the dying days of that, or at least the dead days of it. Shopkins happened, and then Shopkins kept happening, and then kind of, I guess, didn't stop happening. I suppose there's still Shopkins out there, but I don't see as much of them. Just a billion other blind bag derivatives, more kind of pastel-y. They split into two separate factions, didn't they, during the blind bag wars? And on one side, it was this extremely popular Shopkins, and all of its kind of pastel, more kind of marketed towards girls kind of toys. And then on another side, they were like, right, we've got to market this to lads. How are we going to do that? We'll make it gross, because apparently that's what lads are into. Personally, I'm into robots. Robots can't really be that gross unless they're infected by Big Papa Nurgle, which I would like to see. I would like to see that happen in Transformers at some point. Get that crossover on the go. But yeah, they definitely split into those, because you go out and you look through the blind bag bits, because most toy aisles now have kind of converted to just be some kind of toys and then loads and loads of wee shelves for blind bags. And yeah, they're mostly kind of very pastel, very millennial or millennial for girls, really. I mean, I guess that's the market. That's great that that's a thing. But on the boys' side, they just super leaned into these things need to be gross. Like Grocery Gang, I feel like is one. And like there was like fungus based stuff that came and went really quick and then turned up at Pound World, and then Pound World collapsed. I was kind of tempted by. I feel like it was a fungus thing. There was one blind bag thing that was like gross individual little character Pokemon things, and then they had like bigger action figure stuff to go with it. There was like hazmat guys that were, I guess, the villains because they're like clean and they were dealing with the gross groceries or whatever. I was kind of into that, and I kind of regret not getting the hazmat dudes because I like a good hazmat dude. I feel like Monsters Inc. kind of instilled that within me. Thinking about it now, but yeah, I kind of like off because like, do you ever remember Flint the Time Detective? It was like a show on Fox Kids. It was an anime that they imported, and it was very much like we need to cash in on the Pokemon craze. And Flint was like a kid caveman, and he had this hammer that was his dad because they were both fossilized, but they didn't. The future people didn't unfossilize his dad properly, so he just wielded him like a hammer. It's a great show. I've not watched it in like 2 decades, so I can't actually speak to that. But I like thinking about Flint because it had like these off-brand Pokemon in it, and when I see a lot of blind bag stuff these days, I tend to think back to Flint and his off-brand, kind of Bomberman-esque, I want to say, Pokemons. If they made Flint the Time Detective blind bags, I would be all over that. That would be like a niche market of like 5 people, but it would be rad to see. Because they make stuff out of anything these days. I mean, if there was a Flint the Time Detective Funko Pop, I probably would get that. Yeah, Funko. Funko AI, see if you're listening. Get on Flint the Time Detective and you can have a tenner from me, alright? we should probably get to opening these blind bags. Like I say, there's no tension. No tension at all because I know which ones I'm going to get. I picked out one of the Dinobots because there's a new Dinobot mold. I say new. I don't know when these things came out. They're new to me because they just turned up in Falkirk today, of all places. I got is it slugs? Like again, if you listened yesterday, you'd know my ignorance on the Dinobots. If there's more than one like name that sounds particularly similar, I'll just not know who anybody's called. I'm going to bite into them now. I'm going to use my teeth. It's a tried and true method of. Well, I say that. I say I'm going to use my teeth, but I can see there's like a cut in the bag for you to just, use your man strength. Oh, yeah. It doesn't feel right. It does not feel right not opening these without my teeth. I used to always do that. I feel like it comes from the days of Crazy Bones, if you ever remember Crazy Bones. They were like the kind of proto-blind bags. I know there's probably thousands throughout history, The ancient Egyptians probably had blind bags. Oh my god, does it come with a wee... Oh, the first lot didn't come with a wee leaflet. I love the wee leaflet. The wee leaflet's my favourite part about blind bags. My favourite part. Because you can look at what you've got. And hopefully this will have a wee thing to show you what else you could have got. And that can entice my buying. Nope, it's just instructions. They've... Fair play that this thing needs instructions, I guess. They are very basic. The first set was. Don't know if this guy is going to be. Does he say his name? Yes, Dinobot Slug. Again, I know they're sacrosanct G1 characters, but I cannot for the life of me remember them. Especially when they keep changing them about between Slug and Slag and Snarl and whatnot. Sludge. Again, doesn't really bother me. I got him because I like dinosaurs, because I'm a person that exists, and people that exist like dinosaurs. And he's a robot dinosaur. I feel like he is, let's pour him out of the packet. There he is. Yeah, he's beige. Oh no, he's got a bit of green. He's got a bit of, unaesthetic green on his head. He's kind of come mid-transformation. Let's see if we can put them together. Yeah, these things got like a fairly bad rep when they dropped. I was excited for them because, like I say, I've always wanted Transformers to have a good blind bag toy. I say always, like in the last 5 years, during the Blind Blag Wars. The Blind Blag Wars, again, speaking is difficult, especially live when we've got as many viewers as we do right now. Hey. We've got 0 viewers, but yeah, he's a wee dinosaur. Stegosaurus? Yeah, I always get confused. Triceratops. He's a Triceratops. Billy. There we go. Power Rangers. He does not look great from the air. He's like a Triceratops that has like the skinniest torso in the world. I guess it works in a kind of Bayformers aesthetic. How does this transformation work? Let's follow the instructions as they provided them. Yep, he can split his tail and back legs apart to make legs. Does he like spin down? Oh no, I'm already failing with the instructions here. You split them apart and then you spin them round. Okay, that's fun. Okay. And then you split his head apart. Yeah. Yeah, it's all pretty simple. Is this him? Is this him now? Does he do anything unique? Has he got a wee, no. He doesn't have a wee, He doesn't have a wee, some of the turbochargers have kind of involved transfer. I say involved, it's like one step. But they've got, a wee bar that can extend their legs. And it kind of looks, from first impressions, that would help this guy a lot. He does have Triceratops shoulder pads, Those are impressive pauldrons, and the wee nose horn is on both sides because it splits down the middle. And yeah, he looks good. He looks good. Does suffer from being quite unpainted. As I suppose he's got a fair amount of paint for one of these guys. He's not necessarily the least painted I've ever seen. Doesn't he really hold up from the back at all? His leg articulation is like in the middle of his legs. He's got nice feet. He's got these kind of big, he's like feet. I should probably not do this live because I can't really gather my thoughts as they happen, but he seems neat, Like I was saying, these things got a bad rap when they dropped because they're quite basic. I personally think they do a lot with what they're doing. You know, they're very small. Like they're £3 blind bags. Like I think it's probably too much for them, and you should probably wait until they are like £1 or £1.50, as they will inevitably be. I had to snap these up because I've been waiting far too long to have a shot at them. I should have went on eBay or got one of the Twitter people to hit me up with them. Like that should have been my first port of call. He looks good though. Like I keep catching sight of him from the side, and his feet are made of his Dinobot legs. Hmm, that might get that might take some getting used to, and like to move his legs at all kind of splits the sculpt in an ugly, ugly way. He might just be a hand mover, handy boy. I don't regret purchasing him, I say through strained teeth. He's got a wee Autobot logo on his middle of his chest. Yeah. The Dinobots are weird lads in the movieverse. What with them being knights, ancient knights, but not those ancient knights that they go after in the film after they appear, and then the Dinobots, who are ancient knights, play no part in that plot. You would think they would be all over it. They're just off having babies with each other, which I guess is something to do. Yeah, I really like his big Dinobot shoulder pads. It reminds me of 90s anime. 90s anime were all about shoulder pads. Or 40k of any period, because 40k loves its pauldrons. Yeah, he seems nice. I'll definitely get a swoop. I say, I could have got a swoop when I was in Dundee, because they had the Bumblebee ones, and I didn't. And I regret that now. Also, I don't have a Grimlock other than the black one that I'm using as Nemesis Grimlock. If you saw my one and only photo comic, might go back to that one day. Now that I've got these guys, yeah. I'm gonna look at his name. Slug. Slug seems cool. He seems like he'll take some getting used to, but I'm kind of just happy. Like as I keep trying to make this point and then getting distracted by the toy I'm playing with. Yeah, Transformers should have had these blind bags years ago. You know, they should have been out there at the start of the craze. I noticed how quick they got on the fidget cube craze. You know, putting out those like £15 Optimus Bumblebee fidget cubes. You know, they were straight on that, so maybe they'll learn their lesson on being late to the party. But you know, they should have. I know they had those Minicon ones, like straight up just called them Minicons. They came in packets. You got sweeties with them. Remember seeing them in the Morrisons years back. I know they had them, but like as soon as the blind bag wars kicked off, the Hasbro should have been there with like G1 blind bag Transformers. And I know what you're going to say. They had those thrilling 30 ones, which I guess would have been in 2013, which is fair play. That was during the wars, but they didn't transform, and I like them. I've got a few of them. You might have seen them on my Instagram. I've got like Sentinel Prime, foreshadowing for the next bag. I had Rodimus in that, and those are cool little chibi, big-headed sculpt, dude. I like them a lot, but they don't transform, and that's one thing these guys have over them. These guys transform as basically, and I think a wee bit creatively, because they are doing a lot for what they are. Yeah, I just wanted these for the longest time because like I like blind baggy things. I like little chibi. I should probably put out a glossary of things I say. Goth Johns, chibi, and third thing, Slug's got a very wide face. See if you look at him from front on, he's always looking down. Well, no, I suppose you can cock it a wee bit so he's looking kind of forward. The Dinobot mode's the thing that matters, isn't it? We covered this yesterday when we were talking about Power of the Prime's Grimlock. You like the Dinobots for their Dinobot mode. The fact that they can be bipedal, the divinity of the human form is kind of a secondary thing when it comes to these lads. And he doesn't like I say, he's quite thin from above, but he does a nice stompy battering ram kind of thing. I'm sure I can get some nice angles out of him. I'll see if I can get some pictures up tomorrow when there's light. when the light shines back on this fair Scotch city. Yeah, he could definitely deal with, or not deal with. He could definitely do with some paint on his body. I like the green. It's kind of cheap. It kind of looks quite knockoffy. Like you get this out of Poundland or something. That's another thing. I wish Poundland would do not good knockoffs, but different ones from the Galaxy Shifters. Didn't get me wrong, the Galaxy Shifters have been doing good business. They've probably been shifting, and they are pretty iconic. But it's been years now, lads. Get like some horrific stuff in. Yeah, you can. His posability does a lot of stompy stuff in Dinobot mode. That's kind of all you can ask for. He's also got two horns on his chin. He's got two horns, and then the big main horn, which I suppose is smaller than the little horns, and then he's got little beardy horns, and he's got nice teeth. Again, we should do videos at some point so you can just look at these things and not let me just audio describe them to you. Yes, chuffed with him. Actually chuffed with him. We'll open the next guy. As I was saying, it's Sentinel Prime. Or, I mean, maybe I'll be made a fool of by this, because I looked at the little square and I, checked the letter, so gosh damn better be Sentinel Prime. Hopefully it's not a bumblebee somehow. Oh look, it's Sentinel Prime! Woo! Got myself a Spock! I wonder what his instructions say, because he does just look like a box that folds down. Oh my lord. That is a lovely box. Why has it got a hole in it? Oh, it's for his legs. Okay. That's a shame, but yeah, apart from that hole at the back, he is a lovely little box. That's the sound of the little box. I mean, it's a shame these things don't have wheels. I know people are angry at them for that, but it's fine. We can all imagine the do. He's like a completely unpainted red box, by the way. Oh dear. That is, yeah. I can defend them, but at a certain point they are just straight unpainted plastic. Flipping them up does reveal some robot mode paint that does look pretty neat. Okay, I'll put them down and we'll have a wee look at his instructions and see how in depth these go. Sentinel Prime. Oh god, that robot mode looks a bit shell-formery. Yeah, it's a two-step conversion we've got here. You fold his arms out, and then you fold his arms. Oh no! I tell a lie. It looks like there might be some more involved to this. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm folding his arms. Okay. Has he got like a roll bar over his head? He does. That's weird. What? Why does that exist? Is that what it's meant to look like? They could have probably got away with not making this the transformation. He's got a wee bar above his head. It kind of makes him look like a Cyberman or just he's listening to headphones. Yeah, it looks like he's sitting there listening to sick beats. Does robot Spock? He ticks all of my boxes for little chibi aesthetics. Oh, John, is that you, Shanks? Shanks! Oh, that's Shanks. It's hard to tell because I don't actually know everybody's YouTube aliases. If it is you, Shanks, or if it's a different John, let me ken. I always feel bad. There was that incident with Andrew. Yes, it be Shanks. Yes, Shanks. You're having a good night, Shanks. You've missed most of the unbaggins, but I'm sure you can go back and listen to them. I've got a wee Sentinel Prime in my hands for Dark of the Moon. I went out today and got blind bags, and I picked a Sentinel Prime, and a slug, a Dinobot slug. Can I see nothing? You're streaming. Is it audio? Yeah, we're just streaming audio. Yeah, I covered this in the first one. The phone's cracked, Shanks, so it can only it can do video from the other side, but when we do video, it crashes the stream. So it's weirdly lucky that we can't actually stream video. It's been going well so far. How's the audio quality on your end? Can you hear my beautiful, beautiful voice? And we'll wait for a wee reply. Sit with us, lads. Tension's building. I quite like Sentinel Prime, by the way. He's Mate, I've been busy doing the wrestling. I've not seen any of your streams. The audio is smashing. Well, that's great. It's weird that this iPhone can put out good audio depending on its age. How's the wrestling been going, Shanks? Let us ken. Let us ken in the comments, and I'll read it out. Oh, I'll probably just use this time to breathe. I've not breathed since we've started. I should report that none of these lads' arms are falling off, which was a problem with the Optimus. I think that turned a lot of people off. Everybody went out and got the Optimus first thing, and his arms fell off. Again, oh yeah, we should do a wrestling podcast because I hear those are hot. You should next time I see you, we'll do some. I say we'll do some wrestling. I'll sit there and you can tell me about the wrestling, and I'll go, wrestling. You say, oh yeah, Shanks is up for it. Well, oh, that's great, Shanks. Yeah. Do you like Transformers, Shanks? I hear you do, and I hear that I kind of forced you to buy some tiny turbo turn. Yeah, Transformers though, they are good. I kind of forced you to buy some tiny turbo changers at some point. I found a new wave. I found a new wave of them. I got a Dinobot and I got Sentinel Prime. You should look up the Sentinel Prime, by the way. It'd be easier if I could just show you on the video, but like look up Tiny Turbocharger's Sentinel Prime. He's a brick. It's great. He's got a wee hose running down his chest. I wonder if that was on the movie design. That is hot likes. Yeah, well, you say hot. He is a fire truck. He is a brick on wheels, and the wheels are also molded onto the brick, and the brick is just red. I like these things. I'm fairly chuffed with them. I don't have much critical things to say about them because, like, what can you say? You know, they are what they are. I wish I quite like Sentinel Prime's face. Actually, doesn't invoke Leonard Nimoy or Spock all that much. I feel like the wee Thrillin' 30 Blankwood. I see him like, my god, he is very red. He's nothing but red. And then you turn him over, and he's got like quite nice silver bits. And then like silver pecs, or blue pecs, I should say. The blue's a bit faded, it's not as good. His eyes are mesmerizing though, Shanks. And he's got a wee super robot crest on him. I keep believing he's untransformed because he can put wee headphones over his head. You know, his wee wheels just make it look like he's listening to sick beats. I like him. Is there a red Starscream in this wave though? Why is there a red Starscream? I read his packaging. He's like Aerial Rage Starscream. I don't know. I suspect it's because red toys sell more to kids and or red toys sell more to China. They just put out a remold of bloody what's he called name Galvatron from the Age of Extinction, a red version of him. And also there's like Autobot Dino, I feel like is in this wave. I don't know who that is. I'm so deep into this obsession and I have no idea who Autobot Dino is. Was he in Dark of the Moon? I've only seen Dark of the Moon like twice and I couldn't tell you. It's just noise. Oh, wee Sentinel Prime though, he's a hit. I like him. He can not emote at all. He can wave his arms so that they don't look like arms anymore. But I really like him. He kind of looks like a grumpy old Rodimus. Is he that Ferrari? Because there's a Ferrari Dino. Oh, is that a car? Is the car literally called Ferrari Dino? Because that's dumb. Cars. Where do they get off? Yeah, he looks like a grumpy old Rodimus. Just the way the sculpts worked out. Kind of like that. It's pronounced Dino, though. Alright, Dino. Like, I'm sure that's fine. Are you a car man, Shanks? I have no concept of cars. I like the boxy ones from the 90s, and that's kind of about it. I feel like I'm loosening the ball joints on Sentinel already, which doesn't bode well. Might get some shots with him standing next to Prime before he I don't have an Ironhide in this scale yet, so I can't like shoot him to dust and rust like what happened in the film. I wonder if he does have that wee tube though, like on the animation model, because I don't remember him having a wee tube. It makes sense because he's like a fire truck, Like, they didn't make anything out of him being a fire truck. I feel like they just knew that, like, one version of Optimus was a fire truck at one point, and they were like, yeah, let's make the evil Prime a fire truck, because that fans will like that. Yeah, Cosmic Rust. Did he have like a rust gun? Or did you like stab him with like a rust sword? I never really like. I liked Ironhide. He was just kind of a guy that was there, but like they killed him like it was a big emotional moment. And no, Dark of the Moon, you didn't get to have big emotional moments. Like I didn't feel for him. And they did the same with Ratchet in the next film after that. In 4, they brutally gunned down Ratchet, and I guess I felt a wee bit sad, but that was because it was like 10 years in, and I have like one Ratchet toy. I'm getting mesmerized again by his face. Shanks, you should look at close-ups of his face. He's got a nice wee like tash and beard combo, and his eyes are like sunken and angry. Like he's just so upset about being Spock. Poor Spock, by the way, didn't he deserve that? They tried him out. You see his eyes; they're great. Oh, I might need to bust out the Games Workshop paint at some point, Shanks, and we'll make these guys look better. I'm sure an inking and then a highlight would do these guys the world of justice. I saw that on Twitter. Someone had been painting them up, and they look smashing. Yeah, I'm just transforming them back and forth now. Yeah, I'll take you to Falkirk, Shanks. I'll take you on a lad's day out to Falkirk, and we can get some more of these if you want, like a red Starscream. Don't know why it exists. Like, I don't think they've actually taken the time to make Thundercracker and Skywarp in this scale. They could just paint that Starscream, but for whatever reason, they're like, no, red Sky Rage Starscream. Free Sunday, yes! Mad way, I don't know if I am. Might be working, but we'll see what we can do. We can arrange a thing. Do you hear that Dadvid's trying to shave his head? Like, he's asking us the opinion about it, but I don't think he'd look good with a shaved head, Shanks. That's Dadvid, by the way, listeners, who was on Saturday. Saturday just passed. What? Yeah, Dadvid's trying to shave his head. I said I've not got time for that. I can't deal with that right now. But you do you. Nay, way. I know. Go on the Facebook and get him tell. I don't know if it's a secret or whatever, but I have just broadcast it to the world. So yeah. But I don't know where I was going with this. These blind bags are cool. You should own some. I know you've got have you got Starscream, and then you got Soundwave, but he was grey. Skinhead clans, yeah. Yeah, they're like that. They are like that down there at the kitchen warehouse. Yeah, you got the Starscream and the Soundwave. Do you have like a Bumblebee as well? Or I can't remember. There's a Shockwave in these lads, by the way. Generic grey Soundwave. Yeah, did you see the new trailers? Did you see the Bumblebee trailers where it's got 80s Soundwave? Did we talk about this? I can't remember if we did. But yeah, it's got 80s Soundwave, and he pops Ravage from his chest, and Ravage looks like Ravage, and like G1 Shockwave's in there. Yeah, I feel like I linked you or told you to go watch. I heard Big Cena's in it. Yeah, Big Cena is your dad. John Cena plays your dad in the Bumblebee film. And I feel like he's a member of like Sector 7, or at least Sector 7 from the first film makes an appearance. John Cena is also, I feel like he's the main villain of the new Ninja Turtles cartoon. He plays this like Cthulhu priest looking dude. You should probably look into that. John Cena's out there getting work for some reason. I don't quite get it. I'm not a wrestling fan. I'm not into Big Cena as much as I am just, a filthy casual fan of The Rock. But still not seen that Jumanji yet. I don't know if you've seen it, but we should probably watch it at some point, given that it's rock-based. People say it's better than the first Jumanji. Mark Commode said it was better than the first Jumanji, and I just don't see how that's possible. I don't want to see how that's possible. I've sent too many messages. I'm done being algorithmed. Yes. Thank you for algorithming with us. It was great. You contributed quite a lot to the bounce tonight. Only meant to do like a wee 20-minute thing where I play my intro music and then play my outro music and in the middle talk about these wee blind bag dudes. I might go ogle the rest of the wave. I could have bought them today, but I was like, nah, just get the new molds for the ones you have. You kind of had that lust for Sentinel Prime back in the day. Maybe top that off and get out. And I was like, yeah, that seems right, Brain. Kind of weird actually having these movie 4 guys next to the movie 3 guys. The aesthetic really did shift a bit between films because wee Slug here is incredibly knightly. He's got a popped collar slash gorget or gorge. Never really sure how you pronounce that, but yeah, he looks really cool. And like Sentinel Prime like stands next to him, and he's a box. I mean, he's got implied, abs and crotchal regions. He's got a nice torso implied on the box, but he's just there. And he's got these like bingo wings that are kind of like shovels. Yeah, if you apply your imagination to these things, it really, really does help. And I know you could say that about literally everything. It's like a non-compliment or a non-comment even, but yeah, these guys are neat. Is my main takeaway. Alright, so this was a bonus stream. Thanks for listening. Thanks for calling in, Shanks. Thanks for being with us. I think I'm going to try and organise a big multi-person podcast for the weekend, depending on people's schedules. So watch this space for that. Anyway, thanks for listening. There's about to be a big spike in the audio, so prep yourself. It's outro music time.